Hello, everyone. This is Phyllis Wilson. I was sitting here at my desk in my office and I realized today was Wednesday, July 1st. So I wanted to be sure that I came on, and I didn't have a particular topic in mind before I clicked the power button or the record button. But it came to me as I was thinking about my work today about how we have learned, or should I say, conditioned ourselves to depend so highly on technology and the computer and all this modernization of electronics. And then to think about the other week when we had this outage just with cell phones itself, and it was like, oh my God, everybody was losing their minds or having a fit of, how am I going to make it? How am I going to survive? What's going to go on? Because T-Mobile is doing this and this is happening with that, and I can't use my phone and I can't call someone. Well, I always considered these different what ifs. So I guess the topic for today, or my aha moment for today, daily moments, was aha, what if? And what if something happened where all our electronics just totally shut down and they weren't going to come back anytime soon? Even think about the shut in and stay at home order because of COVID-19. Have you ever, or did you before this happened, considered what if? And the consensus probably would be, no, I haven't thought about what if. But think about life before electronics, life before COVID-19, life before stay at home, life before we had these massive outages, or should I say these sporadic outages of your cell phone or the cable or whatever else you have so become codependent on concerning electronics and the internet and the airwaves and Wi-Fi and all of this. And I thought about our parents, our ancestors, survive without any of the things that we have as a luxury now today. So life for them was even harder. So stop your whining, stop the crying, stop the complaining about, oh my God, this isn't happening. Oh my God, this isn't working. I can't do this. I can't do that. Start thinking about what ifs as you're opening up that box to take out that new iPhone SE, or as you're opening up the box to get that Dell laptop, or even the MacBook, as you're unpackaging all of these electronics that have cost you probably as much as one car payment or a house payment, a mortgage, or even some people half their rent. As you're unpackaging these devices, consider the fact that that's exactly what they are, devices. Before Alexa or Siri was even around to help you with directions or definitions or anything like that, our ancestors, your parents, went to a bookshelf and opened up an encyclopedia or picked out a dictionary or even picked up the actual physical Bible. Can you imagine that? To read the scriptures instead of have Siri or Alexa read the scriptures for you, or even for you to have an online Bible. Some of it voice activated, some of them you can just scroll on your phone, another device, to see and read the scripture for yourself. Imagine that. Aha. What if? What if you had to go back to the way things were? Well, here's the thing. Some instances, there will be some moments, there will be some times, there will be some seasons and some days that we will have to go back to those times before electronics and before Siri and before Alexas and before Wi-Fi and before the internet and before GPS even came along. We had to physically do something in order to find out information, in order to gain the wisdom and knowledge, in order to make the cake, in order to find the song. We used to have to actually turn the dial on a radio. Imagine that. So what my overall message or my daily moment is for you today is, don't get caught up in the conveniences of today or of this world, that you can't take some time to reflect and actually go back to the way things used to be. so that if and when these times come where there is no internet, or your power outage happens, or the cable isn't working, and not because you didn't pay the bill, but just because the cable isn't working, or your computer isn't doing what you needed to do, or it's not picking up as fast because your Wi-Fi speed or your internet speed needs to be amped up, or whatever the case may be, or even because your computer had to go to the electronics store because now you had to have it cleaned up and cleared out of the viruses that it picked up. And isn't that amazing that word virus keeps showing up in our day-to-day lifestyle now? In this century, in this time, how many times in the past have our grandparents, our parents, or any other ancestors worried so much about viruses? Sometimes the simpler times were the best times, because the things that we are so overwhelmingly concerned about were not even a concern for them. And life for them was much more simpler. Whereas for us, we have to worry about picking up viruses. We have to worry about wearing a mask. We have to worry about containing ourselves in some way, or having these, oh my God, moments, because we have not prepared ourselves for such a time as outages, or something not working, or simply because we don't have the finances to buy those devices and electronics to keep up with the Joneses and them or anybody else. Well, my daily moment today was to think about me turning off the electronics and going a week in to honor my ancestors, to honor my parents, to honor my grandparents who did not have some of these luxuries and these gets and gadgets and devices that we so much take for granted until something happens. To actually live life a little bit more simpler. 1 week, 7 days. 7 is God's number for completion. So for me, 7 whole days starting next week, I will not be using any electronics. But before that 7 days happen, not to fear those of you who are on my YouTube channel, I will have recorded the 3 Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos so that you can still get the information while I'm taking my 7 days of reflecting and honoring my parents and my grandparents and my ancestors for simpler times. I won't be using any electronics. I won't be using any internet. I won't be using any Google search. I definitely won't be using any GPS. I don't go much outside anyway, not just because of COVID, but because I'm an introvert. But at any rate, those 7 days will be the days that I'll be able to physically reflect and do things that does not require any devices. So yes, I will be manually writing my books. I'm working on 2 now, and I already do that. I just turn around and go to the computer and type up what my final words are to create these beautiful pages of wisdom and knowledge and experience that I share with you. So if anybody's interested in joining me on the challenge, by all means, comment at the bottom of this video, subscribe and share with someone else. And at the same time, take the time to think about what if, and are you prepared in case that what if happens? Don't be surprised if it's not next week.